Alrighty guys, so I just wanted to showcase Saber Altar here while I'm doing my boss rush grind. So essentially Saber Altar has a pretty decent passive. Gain a circle around this unit equal to 70% of her current range. All enemies inside the circle are slowed by 20%, and every ally in this range that is not named Sakura gains plus 15% SP, which essentially means that they're going to get debuffed. They're gonna get slower. For any unit or enemy affected by this, gain plus 1% damage up to plus 50% immune to stuns and debuffs. So she can get up to 50% additional damage, which is actually pretty nice. And her Unevo state, she only has one move, which is Desolation, which is kind of like a massive Getsuga Tensho. That's what I refer to it as, a massive Getsuga Tensho, which I think is genuinely pretty accurate, honestly. Despite being unevolved though, she already has a decent 7.73k damage with Z stats. This is Z stats. And 7.73k damage with slow, and that's actually pretty nice. However, there is one complaint that I have with her, and the complaint is she is really bad for pretty much all these other units, because putting her close to these other units will essentially kind of debuff the other units, right? In a way that putting her close to these other units basically make them not very weak, but 15% slower, which I actually think is kind of bad. Being 15% slower, in my opinion, is a huge thing, because that can affect your DPS a lot. So if you want to use him or her, probably make her or place her very far away from all your other units in order to make sure that she does not debuff them. So yeah, put her a decent bit away from all your other units. So she's not bad by any means. Her passive does require her some setup, and in my opinion, some careful planning, because again, placing her close to units like Ragna will make Ragna pretty bad, because Ragna stacks debuffs and buffs. So if you're gonna give Ragna a debuff such as what she's gonna give him, then Ragna's gonna become very terrible, because he's gonna stack that debuff like crazy, doing like 10-second SPA when he originally only has 4.6. So she is pretty good, and I believe her evolve, which I will be making a showcase on, is even better. But if you are going to use her, make sure to kind of place her far away from some of these other units, because if you don't do that, it might make her debuff these other units, which might make her less useful. So again, you also have to think of these passives when you're using these units. It doesn't necessarily make them bad, it just makes them require a little bit more setup. So that's pretty much it. The next video is going to be the evolve one. I just really wanted to showcase this on Evo 1 as well, so I'll see you there.